Hello, it's Sam and Mitch from Cultaholic Wrestling, and we're here with all your lovely morning wrestling news. How you doing, Mitch?
It's a bright and beautiful Saturday morning, Sam. I'm so excited. Let's do some wrestling news.
Bright and beautiful? Bloody southerner. It's raining up here.
Gorgeous sun.
The injustice.
Gorgeous sun.
The injustice. Let's take a look at all the headlines. WWE have teased the return of Demon Finn Balor. A match has been added to the Extreme Rules 2021 card. And Adam Cole has revealed his one non-negotiable contract demand in his talks with WWE. Find out what it is in a bit. So first up, WWE, Finn Balor, Demon, what's going on? What's going on? I thought that Finn Balor was kind of over the Demon thing and it was all kind of going to be Prince moving forward and...
Yeah, the Prince has been a brilliant part of what, brilliant iteration of what Finn Balor's been for the last 2 years. But last night on Friday Night SmackDown, we just got a little hint that maybe the Demon King is coming back. So if you haven't seen SmackDown last night and you're not wanting to know any spoilers, look away now.
Yeah, skip to this time. Skip to this time. It's on the screen right now. Just skip straight past this and you'll be grand.
So, in the main event of last night's Friday Night SmackDown, Roman Reigns Finn Balor Universal Championship, a great Friday Night SmackDown main event. Go and check it out. Obviously, ending the way we all expected it to end with Roman retaining the title. But as Reigns left the ring with Paul Heyman, music playing, all seems right as rain, and then the lights just go red for the briefest couple of seconds, and it's that nasty blood shade of red, and Reigns looks visibly concerned. WWE on Fox, tweeted out this clip. They tagged Finn Balor in it with one of them what does this mean emojis, leading to a lot of speculation that we're going to get the Demon back.
Well, I mean, this... It's strange, but it works, and WWE have obviously parted ways with Bray Wyatt, who was the resident spoopy boy on SmackDown, and then Raw, obviously, but it's kind of Finn Balor's Demon brings a little element of that back into the fold here. We have that mysticism return if we do have the Demon return, but also... it's a massive fan favourite character. It's not been seen in so long. And it's an easy rematch, isn't it? Like, if Balor himself can't get the job done, then the Demon within him surely is going to want to crack at it as well. So I imagine we're going to get Demon Balor versus Roman in sort of a repeat of this match. But at a pay-per-view, could it be, soon? Could it be held for something like Saudi Arabia with it being such a, fan-friendly... character? Would they even do that? I don't even know. But
it's a very interesting tease, and you seem quite into the idea, Sam. I'm personally the other way, because I can see why it's really appealing for, marketing, for one thing. You sell hundreds of thousands of Demon King action figures. Excuse me. But the whole point of the Demon King is that it's tapping into a part of Balor that should be undefeatable. So... to bring back the Demon King after 2 years, just to then lose to Roman, is the problem. Is that if he's going to come back and immediately lose to Roman, then it's going to just suck all of the air out of it. And I'm just trying to see the positive in it, that there is going to be this return of a big fan favourite element of a character, but... they've got to be very careful with this. Unless he returns and it's kind of like Finn snaps and for the first time we maybe just get a Demon run and the Demon just kind of takes over him. We could see something like that. Maybe if he continues to lose or something, if he just can't keep getting the job done, we might see something like that. I'm assuming they've got something big in mind for it though, because we heard before, Finn Balor was leaving NXT, there was all this kind of talk that the main roster writers are pitching hard, they've got so many ideas, but he was like, I'm not going to come back up the main roster unless it's something really interesting. So this, you've got to imagine this has been factored into it rather than just sprung on him. But yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see where they go with it, isn't it? But just keeping it with SmackDown from last night, a title match has been set for Extreme Rules. And that match is Becky Lynch defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Bianca Belair. And of course, Extreme Rules is on the 26th of September. The two women are going to sign the contract to make the bout official on the September 10th episode of WWE SmackDown. So that just screams to me that
something else could happen here, and this could get expanded into all manners of different things, or it could just go ahead as a straightforward singles. But that little kind of break in time, that little, that gives them the time to, here's a WWE.com exclusive, here's some shady tweets. Like, we might see this expand into something a little bigger, but ultimately, I do want to see this as a one-on-one rematch. I do want to see Bianca get a good showing, because she was robbed, man. She was robbed.
She was robbed. I really want to see a... It's weird to say going into an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, but I just want to see a straight-up match between these two. Give them 20 minutes and let Bianca show what she can do. I think we all can kind of see that there's going to be some sort of... I don't want to say shady finish, but there's going to be, this is going to extend the program somewhere.
Yeah, but well, they're kind of trying to get over hard, like, the fact, Becky is heel, and Becky, the reports have come out that she took interest in Roman Reigns' heel work, and that's the thing that kind of inspired her to come back and try this new side of everything. But... yeah, we need that kind of strong showing from Bianca to show that Bianca's still very much a threat, and we need that to probably end, unfortunately, with some kind of dirty finish, really, because
it does.
It just compounds the heat on Becky, doesn't it? If she does something horrible to retain, then people might actually start booing her rather than cheering her because, it's Becky Lynch, she's back, and we're still not quite over that excitement of her returning yet.
No, and we started to see sort of the hints and the teases towards the full-blown heel turn on SmackDown last night, with Becky again turning down facing Bianca on the night. And looking a little bit dismayed when the match was made by Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce. So I think, for what my personal opinion's worth, I think you're going to keep seeing those shades, with perhaps the full turn coming in the singles match at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, I think that's very much going to be the case. But just keeping it with SmackDown, but we're looking into the future through our crystal ball, through the announcements that have been dropped out to us. But, so as well as Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair's contract signing, it's going to be quite a special SmackDown, because it's going to be taking place in WWE's sacred home ground of Madison Square Garden. And so, with MSG, you expect big things because it's a homecoming. And it looks like they're not planning on disappointing, because Brock Lesnar is going to be making an appearance next week, and he's going to make his first appearance since returning at SummerSlam, and he's going to confront potentially Roman Reigns. Now, there was a segment on SmackDown last night where Paul Heyman, who's Lesnar's advocate before obviously jumping across to the tribal chief, he received a phone call from Lesnar, and then Heyman later told Reigns that Lesnar will be at SmackDown next Friday. And it's also been announced for the show as well that Edge and Seth Rollins are going to face off in a SummerSlam rematch. Of course, Edge defeated Rollins in their first meeting and saved Cesaro from a Rollins beatdown on this week's SmackDown. So that's going to be it was good the first time round. It's not going to disappoint again. Surely.
They've been billing this SmackDown as a super show, so there's going to be some Raw superstars there as well, apparently. But just give me all of this. Give me all of this. The stuff with Heyman and Lesnar and Reigns last night was fantastic. I'm loving it. And it's more of Edge and Rollins as well. Yes, please.
This whole element of, like, how much is Heyman in on this? How much does Heyman know? Where are Heyman's loyalties? What's going to be happening? Like, I can't wait to find out how this all starts to come together into a neat little bow. And then we can finally start pulling the thread and Roman's undoing can begin. But I want it to take so much longer to build that bow than any other, championship that has been held. I want Roman to hold that belt for as long as physically possible. I don't want him... if you told me you can hold it 3-4 years, go for it.
Yes,
just
please.
Go for
yes,
it.
Please. It was something Andrew and I discussed on the afternoon news yesterday on here, that it looks like the Lesnar match is now going to be pushed back to the coming WrestleMania, with the plans of The Rock changing. I mean, what a lovely slow build that would be. Yes, please, give me that.
Exactly, and face Lesnar, this is going to be a chance for Lesnar to re-endear himself to an audience that has grown, shall we say, tired? That's a nice way to put it. Tired of his antics and his kind of contractual status. We all know the Lesnar situation, but it's going to be fascinating to see this face Brock Lesnar without a mouthpiece as well. Like, Heyman's obviously going to be front and centre in the promos and occupying a lot of the mic time, I'd imagine, still kind of blustering between the pair. But Lesnar's going to have to stand up on his own 2 feet and confront Roman Reigns. And I'm just... how is this going to go?
it's so unpredictable. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and just talking about schedules as well and matches, there is a match that was pulled from the All Out card due to travel issues, and that was Pac versus Andrade. Now, it's been announced that it has been officially rescheduled, and it's going to take place on the September 10th episode of AEW Rampage. The match was originally scheduled to take place at All Out, as I said, but some travel issues have gotten in the way, and Andrade kind of hinted at facing a mystery opponent at All Out, but it's not been confirmed whether or not he will be at the event or whether anything will be happening. I think that would be very much something. It'd work well as a debut spot, but the problem here is if they've moved the Women's Casino Battle Royale to the main card, then that would have to go on the pre-show, and if you're going to debut somebody on the pre-show, it's kind of a waste. And I know Tony Khan spoke out recently, he's like, I don't really get the stigma around pre-shows. Well, it's not so much there's a stigma around them, it's that it's free. You don't want to give away these big things for free. You don't really. So if it was to be a debut, I just couldn't see that happening on a kickoff show, you know.
And as fun as that would be, there was all the rumours around Bryan. Some people hinted at Bryan Danielson, and anything can happen. But you don't want anything to overshadow what was going to be a really good match between Pac and Andrade. So yeah, I'm excited for the match to happen, and it'll be great to see it. So maybe let's just leave it until next Friday.
Yeah, and that's it. We've got a week to keep that tease going, and it's going to be a great match anyway. You don't even need to worry about it being a great match. It's just like, right, let's see how they build this. Like, let's go watch it and let's have fun. But just on the point of All Out, before we wrap things up here, Tom is going to be doing our live stream for this event because Adam's away, he's unavailable, but Tom is full of beans, he's ready to go, he's buzzing, he's so excited to be doing the live stream, and he hopes you're all going to join him. He will be live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which is midnight in the UK, or I guess if you want to be really pedantic, because I'm saying midnight, 11:59 on Sunday night. Get onto youtube.com/cultaholic/live, and Tom will be ready to go. Get it all queued up. Get in the queue now. Set an alert for it. Get ready. Get waiting. Finally, actually, the final story we have here, of course, is Adam Cole regarding the non-negotiable term when he was coming to his contract talks with WWE. Now, in speaking to WWE sources, Fightful have learned this interesting note about the conversations that Adam Cole and WWE were having surrounding the idea of him re-signing. Now, we know that Adam Cole's contract status has just kind of waned off, and that's it. But it's been the talk of the wrestling world for quite some time now. Obviously, a free agent as hot as Adam Cole, you've got to expect that every wrestling company on earth is wanting to get a piece of that pie. So it's all kind of, every little detail that's coming out is getting more and more fascinating. But this one, apparently Adam Cole had made it clear well ahead of his contract negotiation window, in July even, that he was not willing to give up his Twitch as many other wrestlers have been asked to do. The WWE source that Fightful originally spoke to on the matter called it a non-negotiable for him, and even said that the higher-ups weren't excited to talk to him about it in general, because they didn't have much leverage on the situation, and that was even before they knew his contract came up in July. So he made it very clear, I'm keeping this Twitch channel. If you don't like that, then suppose that's the end of the line. And that must have been, if it says here, they weren't really excited to talk about it. We know it's a massively controversial thing. I think it's a load of bollocks. Personally, I think that if they're going to, if you're going to be an independent contractor, like if I'm a plumber and I go and I work for a firm, then fine if I'm a full-blown employee. But if I'm running, if I'm technically self-employed, if I want to plumb on the side of plumbing for myself, like, I can surely do that. Or I can, I can have a carpentry business on the side. I can do something different. Like,
you can plumb all you want, Sam. Plumb away.
I can plumb if I want to. I can leave my friends behind. But essentially, yeah, it's. I find it utterly ridiculous. I know WWE feel that they, by making these individuals famous, I guess, is the sticking point. By giving them this airtime, by giving them this promotion, it somehow allows them to be like, nope, we made you, and you're using your personality, which is our like. I don't get it, but I'm glad he stuck to his guns on this, because it needs to change. It needs to change.
It really does, and he made a point on one of his streams beginning of last week, I think it was, where it's like, no matter what happened to my wrestling career, I love doing this. This will never change. I'm going to keep doing these streams because I love interacting with you guys. And I think, as you rightly say, it's one of them real shady parts of working for WWE. Because as you rightly say, we work in the media, Sam. There have been times when we've worked as freelancers and freelance contractors. Yep. Can you imagine one of those companies telling us, "Oh, well, you're a freelancer, and we're not going to, cover your holiday pay"? That's it. At the same time, you can't pick up other work elsewhere.
It was like my first company with like one of my original kind of collaborators. We did corporate media. We did a video for the NHS, but then we do a video with another company, right? But that'd be like the NHS turning around to us and going, "You're not allowed to do that." And it's like, what do you mean we're not allowed to go and do that? Like, this is what we do. So it's just crap.
We're pulling back the curtain on shady media companies. I can remember my very first gig working in the media. It was, to be fair, a very similar situation. We were freelancers, but there was some very... I won't go into too much detail, but there was certainly some areas where there was a bit of controversy.
Yeah, but as always, when me and Mitch do the news, Mitch, what's good on the website this week?
Well, it's been a busy old week, Sam. We've had a lot going on because, as we all know, AEW All Out is coming up.
Yes.
So there's been a lot going on up there. I want to plug something that isn't on the website in this video, though. I know, spooky and a little bit out there. Tom and I have been doing a monthly podcast on the Acast feed where we look back at the 10 biggest wrestling news stories of the month. And what I can say is the August episode was a beauty.
I'm going to have to dig that out, mate.
Cracker. Oh, we have a lot of fun. Obviously talking about CM Punk, Becky Lynch, Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam, the NXT changes. I won't ruin it all, but it's a good, if you've got a spare 85 minutes or so and want to, a good 10 minutes of that was me blasting a certain UK railway service. I won't say too much more here, but yeah, please go and check that out because me and Tom have a lot of fun doing them, and I hope they're fun to listen to.
Awesome. Well, we'll be back in a little bit with some more lovely wrestling news for you, but from me and from Mitch, I believe. Mitch, do you want to wish them a goodbye, or are you going to cut a people promo on them?
I think I'm best staying silent at this time.
Oh, right. Well, okay. Well, it's a nice goodbye from me, and we'll see you in a little bit.